Hello, what's up everyone, on air from AIC Certified Accountants, and in this video we will learn how to automate Excel to create hundreds of salary slips within a matter of seconds and convert them all in a PDF file ready for printing and sharing. Let me actually show you a demo of what we will be creating today. So here we have a payroll dataset, and on the next sheet I have a payslip template. Up here we have 4 buttons, and if I just click this create payslip button, it will automatically take all of these 100 plus employee data and paste it in the relevant cells of this payslip template, creating a separate sheet for each of the employee in this dataset. Let's go ahead and watch what happens if I just click this create payslips button and just give it a moment to create all of the payslips. And there you go, it has created a separate payslip for each of the employee, and it literally just took some seconds to do. The next thing we are going to be learning is that how to convert them into a PDF file. So if I click this print all button and wait for a few moments, you will see that it will combine all of these payslips in a print preview for us to be able to download them as a PDF file. And there you go. Down here there are 117 pages in this print preview, and if I click next here, you can see that all of the payslip data is combined into this print preview. Click this print button here, select print to PDF, and download it as a PDF file that will be ready for printing and sharing. So without any further delay, let's get straight to our topic and learn how to create this step by step. First of all, let's take a couple of minutes to understand the data that we have and what we want to accomplish. We have 2 sheets here. First sheet is this current sheet, which is our main data set that contains employee salary details, and we have around 120 employees in this data set. In the first few columns of our main data set, we have general details like employee ID, employee name, and so on. Then we have pay period. And in final columns, we have the salary amounts such as basic pay allowances, other additions to salary. Consequently, we have tax deductions, and finally, we have the net pay amount. And on the next sheet here, we have a payslip template that I have actually downloaded from the internet, and I have amended it according to our payroll data. And now we want to take data from our main payroll data set and paste or link these values within the relevant cells of our payslip template. For example, in the employee ID, I want to bring the values that are in column A. In the employee name, I want to bring the values in column B in employee NIC, just like that, and so on for all the details here, starting from employee ID and going all the way to the net pay amount. I will do this, and I hope you get my point. But the problem is that if we do it like this manually, this is going to take many hours to finish, and there are high chances of error as well. Another relatively faster way of doing this is to use a Vlookup formula. Let me also quickly show you that as well. So we have employee ID here, and in the next cell I will apply the Vlookup formula. In the lookup value, I will choose the employee ID, and the table array I will select our main data set, and then in the column index number, I will write 2 because the employee names are in column number 2, as you can see here in our main payroll data set. And finally, in our range lookup argument, I will choose false because we need the exact match, and hit enter. It will bring the value from our main data set. And now I will just press F2 and copy this formula, go to the next cell, paste this formula, and now I will just change the column numbers just like this, and so on. I will keep filling these details. I will also fill these basic pay amounts as well, just like that. And once I have done that, I will just change the employee ID. For example, let me change this to this ID, and as you can see, the basic pay amount, name, and other details are automatically changed. But even this solution is significantly time taking because we have to do it at least 100 times. We want the fastest solution to automate all this process such that for each employee, the data is automatically taken from this main payroll sheet and pasted into the relevant cells of our payslip template here, here, and here. Plus, for each employee, we want to create a separate salary slip, and finally, we want to convert and download all payslips in a single PDF file. So let's go to our first step, which is to automate the creation of payslips. The first thing I want to do is that I will switch to my payslip template, and down here we have this number to text. Here we want to put the formula that will convert this number into the text, and if I press F2, you can see that this is connected with our net pay amount. And to do this, I will just hit Alt and F11 on my keyboard, which will open up the Visual Basic editor, and here I will go to the insert, and then I will click to insert a module, and then I will simply paste this. This is a simple code that will convert the numbers and cents into the words. I am not going to explain this formula one by one, because if I do this video is going to be like hours long. I will provide a link to this sheet in the description so you can download it, and in a couple of minutes I will also explain how you can customize this sheet according to your specific payroll data. Let's Control S and exit the VB editor, and what this code has done, it has created a custom formula inside our Excel. If I just click equals and write number, you can see number to text. I will choose this, and in the argument I will simply choose this value and just enter, and as you can see, it has changed the value and wrote 0 cents. Now if I put, for example, 1900.2, any value here, it automatically changes the number to the text 1920 cents. This is done, and now let's move on to create the most important part, which is to automate the creation of payslips. To do this, I will again hit Alt F11 on my keyboard, go to insert, and I will insert a module, and then I will paste this code here. Let me briefly explain you what this code does. First of all, it declares some variable, then it sets the sheets, and this is the most important line. This line means that this code will check in our main payroll data sheet from where the data starts and ends. This piece of code actually takes the data from our main data set and pastes those values into the relevant cells of our main payslip template, creating a separate payslip for each of the employee. For example, the employee ID. It is taking the value from the A column of our main data set and pasting this value into the B4 cell of our payslip template. So Control S, exit this, and now you can see that the employee ID is in the column A, and in the cell B4 here we have the employee ID. So that's exactly what this code is doing. It is picking the data from here and pasting here and creating the separate salary slip for each of the employee running through this data set. Now let's go ahead and press Alt F11 again, and I will again go to insert and create another module, and here I want to put a very basic VBA code which actually selects all of the payslips, and I will explain why I am doing this in a moment. Control S, let's close this, and again I will press Alt F11, and this time I will paste another code which will actually delete all of the payslips. Control S and close it as well. Don't worry, I'm going to explain everything. Alt F11 again, insert another module. Sorry, I've inserted a class. I will input a module again, and finally I will paste the code that will select all the sheets and combine them in a print preview for us to be able to download them in a single PDF file. Control S and close this, and now simply I will link all of these codes with a button. To do this, I will go to the developer tab, then I will go to the insert, take a button from here, and just like this I will put a button here, and now it's asking me which macro to link with this button. So I will choose the first one, which is create payslips macro, and I will rename this to create payslip. That's all. Then I will take another button, and this time I will link it with the select all payslips macro. Double click and then change this name to select all. A little bit resize, insert again, take a button again, and I will link this with the print preview. I will link this with the delete selected payslips, and I will rename this to delete all, just like that. And finally I will take another button, and this time I will link this with the print preview selected sheets, and I will rename this to print all. And that's pretty much the work is done. So now let's test it to see if it works correctly or not. Let's click the create payslip button, and what it will do, it will automatically create the payslips for all of these hundreds of employees in a matter of seconds. Let's see how. Just click this create payslip button and give it like a couple of seconds, and that's all. That's done. And literally you can see how much time it took. It literally took like some seconds to finish all this work, and you can see all of the payslips are separately created for each of the employees. And now let me explain you why I also created these two buttons, select all and delete all. Because sometimes we want to amend the data, or we want to add some more data or change the values, and if we want to select or delete these payslips, if you want to do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there are 100 plus employees, so it is also going to take a lot of time. So we just simply click this select all, and it will select all of these payslips, and then we just hit delete all, and it will remove all of the payslips from our sheet. And finally, let me show you how to combine all of these payslips into a single PDF document which is ready for printing and sharing, and that will also be our final part. And I will hit create payslips again and give it some seconds, and this is done. And now let's move on to our main sheet, and I will not scroll all the way to our main sheet. I will just click Ctrl K and link to this sheet, and I will click this sheet one to quickly go back to my sheet. And then if I just click this print all button and just wait for a few seconds, and there it is. So down here you can see page 1 of 117, which means there are 117 employees in this data set, all of which are combined into this single print preview. Let me also show you by clicking this next page button. You can see all of the payslips are created. Now I simply click this print button and choose the print to PDF, and just click OK to save this to my computer as a PDF file. Just print it or share it, whatever you want. And that's pretty much the end of this video. So I hope you have liked this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me in the comment section, because I always check out all of the comments and try to answer them as soon as possible. Also, I will be going to post a very valuable master's level courses on Excel, accounting, bookkeeping, accounting software, finance, and other related topics. So also consider subscribing to my channel to get all of these valuable lessons as soon as I post them. So that's pretty much everything, and remember that the link to this sheet in the description below. Make sure to check this out, and you can download it from here and you can use it. I have already explained how you can customize this to suit with your specific payroll data. You just have to change the destination cell values. I have designed this code in a way that will not mess up with your main payslip template. It will just change the values. So make sure to use it, and if you face any problems, feel free to ask me in the comment section. Until the next time, take care. See you in the next video.